Mädels heute
heftig. Herzlich willkommen, Leute, zu einem neuen Stream zu Alto Road Gaming in the House. Mit dabei ist mein Kumpel, der Basti. Im Fortnite World Cup werden wir zusammen moderieren. Zack, live, Digga. So, wenn wir uns mal hier das Bild drin klatschen hier. So. Jo, es spürt natürlich wieder erstmal auf gut Glück. Mein verdammter Stream wird ab hier.
Hands down. Guys, this is incredible stuff here. I'm Golden Boy, your host. And this is the moment
das ist ja
that we
völlig
have been waiting for. 10
arschiger, oder?
weeks have culminated to this point right here in New York City. Stadium.
Jo, ich hab grad Startspiel ohne Ende.
Ladies and gentlemen, give yourselves a round of applause for being here with us today. Without you, this is not possible. But now it's all about these players up on this stage, and this right here, the trophy and the title of being the FORTNITE World Champion. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. I want to get into these games as soon as possible, but I think we gotta ramp up the excitement just a little bit more.
Vediamo male. Läuft alles?
Nee, irgendwie läuft es gerade bei mir nicht hier so. Jetzt. Oh, jetzt, Leute.
Das
Ist schon heftig, ne?
Perfekt. So. Gucken wir uns mal.
Auf jeden Fall mal gespannt sein jetzt. Ey. Ich hoffe, dass es Aqua machen wird.
Was sagst du?
Ich hoffe persönlich, dass es Aqua wieder macht.
History will be made, lives will change. Now, I know that you guys want to hear from some of our players as well, and there's one player in particular that I think each and every person in this arena wants to hear from. Jordan, who do you got?
Gut, mal jetzt kurz meinen Chat hier überholen erstmal.
The legend, the man, the myth.
TFU, Junge, der ist auch da.
I want my vest back, by the way. Guys, standing next to me, I mean, you guys know him. He needs no introduction. He's pretty decent at the game of FORTNITE. He's like fine, I guess. I don't know, 1v1 man creative. We'll see what happens, right? But knowing that you're as good as you are, right, and your skills, your gifts, your game sense, your speed, your dexterity, your precision, all of
Die fahren aber auch auf da, Alter. Was jetzt so wirklich so auf Musiker vor allen Dingen angeht.
Talents that are up here on the stage right now from all over the world. How do you prepare for all of these different game styles?
Basically, how I prepare is just stream to all of my beautiful viewers, and you know, they stream snipe me, and I get rushed by like 30 people every game. So if I can handle that, then I can handle anything, right?
I have seen it happen in real time. It's insane. I don't know how you deal. I mean, you've got a long way.
Könnt ihr mal reingucken und so sagen, wie die Qualität ist, Leute.
That number one slot. How was your strategy working out going into your drop spot today? Your rotation, are you going to be flexible? What are your thought processes going into today, knowing that you're up against some of the best players in the world?
My drop spot's pretty good, you know. I have some people contest me, but I just lay them out and then move on from there.
Lay them out, move on.
Also
350 pot, there it is. From the man himself, back to you, GB.
Thank you once again, Jordan, for that. Now we're going to get into the games in a few moments here. Yesterday we hyped up nicely, and I think we could do it again. This is it. This is for this community right here, whether you're watching them at home whether you're here with us in New York City, ladies and gentlemen, in the Arthur Ashe Stadium. Let me hear you. No. Come on, ladies and gentlemen.
Die machen Welle. Ja.
And proud. This is the FORTNITE World Cup Finals, and let's send it over to your casters for the first set of games. It's Courage and Dr. Lupo.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. The FORTNITE World Cup Finals Solos competition kicks off today, and I could not be more excited. I'm still sweating from the marshmallow performance we just saw, but
absolutely,
Dr. Lupo, this is going to be a darn good time.
100 of the best solo players the world has ever seen in FORTNITE are today playing for $15 million in Jack. First place takes home $3 million, which is the largest individual prize for any player in the sports ever up until this point. You realize that? That is ridiculous.
It's a pretty long history. Lives will be changed today, as we know. It's been happening throughout the weekend, and we've seen the best competitors in the world go up in creative, obviously in the Pro-Am, in the solos or duos competition, and now it is time for solos. We're gonna go through the format, the prizing for everyone at home so you can get caught up to speed. Millions tuned in throughout the weekend so far, and even more we'll be watching here today. So Ben, I want to break down these rules for everyone at home. It's not your normal FORTNITE game we're going to be playing.
Oh no, it is not. Especially if you've watched any competitive game.
Bist du da, Basti?
On your screen right now.
Ja, ich hab dich auch gerade gefragt, wo du bist.
Also, ich hab schon geguckt gerade, ich musste selber bei dir erstmal reinkicken jetzt hier.
Ja, bei mir hängt das hier gerade halt schon wieder.
Ja, ich musste gerade gucken, aber bei mir hat es gerade nicht gehackt, Gott sei Dank.
Eigentlich schon. OBS macht schon wieder, was das will.
Sieht erstmal auf den ersten Blick ganz gut aus.
Bei dir?
Ja.
Ladies and gentlemen, first place today wins $3 million. If you get second,
3 Millionen, ey.
your prize money you're winning is also
Wieder mal. Gestern war das schon so heftig gewesen mit den 3 Millionen.
too upset with fifth place either at
Ja.
900 grand, but you see, top 20 all earn $112,500 or more. And guess what? Just because they made it here today, everyone on the stage will win $50,000 for their efforts across the last few months of competition.
Ey, der Pokal sieht auch so heftig aus.
The prize money is sweet. It's great going up against the best in the world, but
Das ist ja gleich wie gestern, ne?
Ich finde, nee, gestern der, glaube ich, der war nicht so goldfarben, oder? Gestern der war so ein bisschen bronzefarben.
Nee, auch Gold.
You have to remember too,
Also
over the
Gold.
course of the 10 weeks of qualifiers, we had 40 million
Ganz
players
genau so.
throw their name in the pot to try and make their way to the top 100 here
So.
in New York City. And of those 100, only one gets first
Kann ich
place.
schon wo
Only
reingucken?
one takes
Bitte,
home the
bitte, bitte,
trophy.
bitte, bitte,
And
bitte.
I'm gonna say this is
Will ich wieder
mine
nicht.
just from watching
Was
the
geht
play
nicht?
the last few
Ah,
days.
FORTNITE, Alter.
Duos, what
Da sind
didn't
noch keine
exactly
Spiele
know
gerade
where things
aktuell.
go, but, looking forward to seeing Benji Fishy rise above and just put on a good show for everybody. He's an excellent player. One of the best mechanics.
Spieler fangen aber erst an, so glaube ich, ja, so gegen 7:30 ungefähr. Das ist so erst das Spiel, glaube ich, was erst anfängt zu starten.
Meinst du?
Ja.
Müssen wir schon spielen, oder?
Wisst ihr jetzt ja nicht so genau.
Warte mal.
Nee, 7:30 übrigens ist die erste Runde.
Ja, dann ist ja kein Wunder, du. Nee, ich spiele ja wirklich noch nicht.
Aber wie gesagt, Solo zu zocken, ohne Mate, bei so einem riesen Turnier, ich möchte nicht in der Haut sitzen von irgendjemandem.
Ja, das ist schon schwierig.
Das ist
Schwieriger.
richtig abnormal.
Wenn da ja einfach mal die Liste durchguckst, die wer jetzt mit ist, wer sich qualifiziert hat insgesamt, so aus den 5 Wochen kannst du es ja nicht mehr wissen. Kinzel.
Nee.
So. So, denn hier, dann geht's weiter. Der nächste Aqua wieder. Ja, da ist Büssel.
Ja.
Solo, je dirais Booger, je pense.
Das ist aus wie Dieter Bullen, Alter.
Admiral. Der Fledermäus, gegen die ich einfach nicht spielen wollen würde. Zombie ist auch dabei. Dem müssen wir heute auf jeden Fall auch noch zugucken. Auch nochmal richtig extrem spannend.
My prediction for the solo World Cup champion is done.
Mein Ziel ist es, Solo Cup Champion zu werden. Da vor allem, was spielen auch für, was da für Leute mitspielen, vom Altersdurchschnitt, ne? Von 14 bis, weiß ich nicht, 40 gefühlt.
Continuing to pile on here to the Arthur Ashe Stadium live from New York City.
Ist schon extrem böse.
Aber Spieler.
Streaming platforms, but a new initiative as well from Fortnite, a new way to watch on Fortnite.com/watch. There's some unique stats as well as all sorts of feeds you can watch from.
Feed.
Experience with real-time stats at different points.
Europy, Stompy.
.com/watch and choose from this channel a dedicated map channel and 10
Dann
rotating
drücken wir nochmal Stompy voll die Füße.
of diverse players. You see there on your screen exactly who will be brought on up. If you want, feed 3 features Tifu, a player spotlight. If you're repping the Oceanic region and you want to see the Twins play, you want to see Twins play, there you go.
Was sagst du?
Got your dedicated feed as well. An awesome thing to see for the future of competitive Fortnite.
It's absolutely amazing, but Jack,
Leck bei dir.
everybody here wants to see the first game, and I've got good news. Ladies and gentlemen, the Fortnite World Cup Solos competition is about to begin.
Dr.
If you're
Lupo.
here at Arthur Ashe Stadium, I need you to get as loud as you possibly can. 100 of the best
Mega.
players in the entire
Ei,
world
ei, ei.
are about to face off for $15 million. Jack, guess what? 100 players.
Oh, die erste Runde geht los. In 3 Sekunden. Battlebus geht los. Basti?
Game 1 of 6 officially underway, and on your screen, all 100 players. Arguably the biggest day
What the
of
fuck?
their entire lives. The
Erste Runde geht los.
competitors, just 16 years old. If you're a younger fan here in the audience, you dream of one day being here. If you're the same age, you look to your peers as people to look up to and aspire.
Aqua, da ist er wieder, der Kleine, Alter. Der riet Rambazamba ab hier gleich.
What's going through these kids' minds? Here we go, folks. Tifu on your screen. Block has been his place forever, Dr. Lupo, and he is not shying away here in game number 1.
I had a chance earlier during warm-ups just talk to Tifu.
Oh, die haben gerade extrem Qualitätsprobleme, Alter.
Opinion was basically, I don't care who else lands here. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna clear out every other opponent there and roll on through. He's got a chance to go up the hill potentially for ballers if those remain uncontested. He has a free legendary chest right here in the middle. And look at the inventory already.
Boah, was für ein geiler Loot-Start, Alter.
Gold tactical AR, gold standard AR. A mini bandages. He's got brick for days here. The resources are incredible. Yep. A loadout already. He just needs some mobility. Maybe drop the ARs depending on ammunition at a certain point. Gotta find some shadow bombs. Even the recoil might be worth it. We'll see if he swaps out. He actually puts down that tac AR and grabs a purple grenade launcher.
And his own
Grenade launcher.
only one other player landed here. That's Clipnode. So it's going to be Tifu versus Clipnode for control of the block, unless Clipnode decides to say,
rotate away.
I've got a lot of respect for that gameplay. He knows block as well. Clipnode always landing here too. Will go ahead and follow.
Ey, der Vater.
It's a sign of respect for Tifu as a player. They have forfeited the rest of block to this man as he's already at 190 total HP and a fantastic inventory. Rotating here towards Fatal Fields. Class on your screen. Bucky there as well. Class currently with a little bit of a mixed inventory, but this is what we talked about yesterday. If you play Fortnite, you know that in the Fatal Fields core maze, there is loot. Well, guess what?
Just floor spawns all over.
Typically, you and I, I'm sure, Ben, break all the corn
100%.
down. We farm it on up. These players know the
Clays.
exact route of where the loot is while it's hidden in the corn because they've studied this area of the map so much. It's the little things that make the biggest differences. Class right now looting and no one has any clue where he is.
Schon einer tot.
Long barn.
Snow ist raus.
Here, plus any of the floor loot possible along the way. Little side stalls, so quite a bit of wood to farm up. He's got a couple little forests. He's got the fork knife quarry there, plus the ship up top. He can take that slip all the way to the top. He's got an opportunity to travel basically uncontested early game, unless somebody maybe gets a couple shots from a distance.
Mann,
Pika and Keenstar hanging out inside the shops. Quite a few chests. A lot of verticality inside tends to lead to audio-based fights and try and figure out whether your opponent is above or below and how much these players play. If they're keen on those audio cues, they'll know almost immediately.
Rotating now down to Lucky Landing. Stink bomb coming on through doesn't actually wind up connecting with too much.
Schon 5 tot.
Now remember, we do play with siphon settings on, so if you get an elimination, you earn 50 HP. So if you're in 70
Ich hab das Gefühl, die kommen nicht so wirklich hinterher mit der Streaming-Anbieter, Alter, ne? Das ist so.
Also, when you get the elimination, even if the opponent has 0 materials, they'll still drop 50 of.
Jetzt haben sie doch ein UHD angeboten, heute nur in HD. Ist schon bitter. Das ist höchste Auflösung, Alter.
Which at this point with such low ammunition, he's out Stinks now, who still has the 3 proxy grenade launcher shots. He's kind of burning through resources.
I was gonna say, he sees those grenades. I was thinking exactly that. Yep.
Well, just trying to find a beat.
Da spielen 14-Jährige teilweise mit.
Bugga is rotating back and forth in this little brick tunnel underneath. No tags quite yet. Minus a little bit of HP with Stink earlier. Snazy still has the high ground here. Not a ton of materials, 18 builds. At some point, he's going to have to opt to either push this or rotate away, and now might be the time to rotate away, unless Bugga's going to push from behind. We'll see here.
Lecker.
Never mind, he already has a gold combat number 4 slot there.
Die haben aber scheiß Startpunkte, ey. Bugga, der muss ja auch gerade mal 15 oder 16 sein.
Enough. Bugga misses just behind as Snazy sneaks away higher floors of that north side building and looking.
Yeah, Bugga winds up seeing that middle cherry blossom tree.
Ja, was ist los? Gehört.
A lot of times in competitive games, players will just hit the trees down to 50 total HP left, but they won't fully remove them from the map because the animation of the tree breaking gives away your position. So if you want to make sure you stay a little bit more hidden in your games at home, only break trees down to 50 total health left and leave them.
Der läuft jetzt schon auf HD und dann läuft er trotzdem so beschissen. Komisch.
Es geht los.
Ich bin schon längst drin, Junge. Benji ist schon voll dabei. Oh, Benji wurde gehittet. Das Schlimme ist, du streamst in HD und du streamst. Oder du siehst halt selber, dass die da so Probleme von ihrer Leitung haben. Da ist einfach nur abnormal. True. 91 Spieler nur noch.
Crew maybe waiting to see if that edit comes through. Doesn't quite. Storm waiting inside. We see this all the time. Just holding the edit inside the pyramid. Yep. He doesn't want to step out, potentially get shot. Rotate back down underneath and maybe check his other sides. Meanwhile, King led Wiki in a 1v1. King on the defensive. At this point, he might have the high ground.
What the fuck, Alter? Was für ein Shot, Junge. Voll aus dem Leben genommen. Ja, schön unrespected, ey.
Skeptic who winds up going down to Mongrel Mitro. This time I think King will live to see another fight, but ooh, I like some of this little spiciness to kick off game number 1. He wins that fight with a quick wall retake and edit on through. Over to Neo Tilted. Creo, Hornet,
oh yes. Neo Tilted ist mal nice.
You see on your screen in the backside, Lechi, Maw and Mongrel still there as well.
Wie King ihn da rausgenommen hat, ey. Böse, einfach nur böse. Böse.
Burst SMG, probably not the exact item that players want, but still making use of it. Uh-oh, it's a corn fight. Dr. Lupo, you're used to this in Nebraska. As right now, we've got
like home for me, Jack.
Yeah, this is, I mean, you've got a ton of skill in this one. as we see Rogue Shark currently dropping down the bandage for the moment. Already the ramp goes through, and Rogue Shark just wasn't ready for it, so he didn't catch what happened right there, Dr. Lupo. A quick little breakdown. The campfire was placed, he lost control of his wall, but because he had no pyramid inside his box, the opponent placed a ramp and then edited past the ramp for extra cover. It's one of the fastest but most effective ways to take out an opponent when they're inside their 1x1. Left Eye did just get an elimination, does use that shockwave to get away from E-Rouse, but solid start as well, and I believe I did just see a fan favorite in Vivid in the elimination feed picking up his first elim.
Storm starting to move. We have 56 seconds, my apologies, before the next circle closes, and it is a big crunch to the center of the map. You might not be able to see it right there, but folks, it is just northeast centered from Neo tilted.
Aber ich sehe Aqua hier noch nirgendwo so richtig. Hier so ein bisschen Matchboy ist heute Aqua nicht.
Dubs. Trying to push from the outside of Flint, knocking his opponent to rotate away, and Dubs does not let go. 46
Ey, aus dem Leben genommen hat er die. Aus dem Leben, mehr. Alter.
And you see Evil Mare with still just in total about 80 HP. Got the 50 back for the elimination, so when you calculate it, really only had about 30 health left, so Dubs so close, but not able to connect with that final combat shotgun shot. And Dr. Lupo, look at this inventory for Riverson, for Team Liquid. 6 shockwave grenades, 2 minis, 3 chug splashes, a launch pad. Weapons a little bit awkward, if I'm going to be honest.
Riverson ist auch so. Das ist so richtig Lucky Usage gerade, Junge. Der baut sich da ein und wartet einfach, bis irgendeiner kommt. Riskiert er, dass er Lightstrom-Schaden bekommt. Aber nur 86 Spieler.
If there are a certain number of players at this point, when there's over 70, when the circle closes, people are going to start to take 25 damage every tick. That's every 5 seconds, unless they are over the threshold for the amount of damage done in the lobby. It's a way to encourage players.
Die Mechanics von manchen Spielern verstehe ich bis heute noch. Die sind sowas von übertrieben, Alter.
Just sit still the entire time. You've got to get engaged, get involved with what's going on.
And it ends when we go below that threshold. Exactly. This first threshold, you have to drop below 70 players. So
ihr könnt den Chuck, das ist komplett Verschwendung gerade meiner Meinung nach. Wo man dann erstmal die beiden Minis nimmt. Total blöd. Das Aqua hat gerade Fight. Aqua hat gerade Fight gehabt. Kommt's klar mit dem Stream?
Those splashes, by the way, one of the best healing items in the game right now in scrimmages and competitive FORTNITE. An instant throw 20 HP or shield that will transfer across both. May not be able to get this off quite yet. It's got to cancel.
He did.
Oh, he did indeed. Yep. Kurtz applying pressure from the side. Not a lot of ammunition right now in the inventory. Only 70 medium rounds for that heavy AR.
Noch 82. Das ist Wahnsinn, was die bauen, Alter. Alter. Also dein Leben weg, der weg schon komplett raus, Alter. Schon komplett.
And Storm Surge is now active. The player's still above, so people will begin taking damage, and that's a solid chunk with that common tactical shotgun. But another player begins to throw their name into the hat. Dr. Lupo, Kurtz, no more shield left. We'll back up for the moment.
At this point, with the circle where it is, we've got 60 seconds before things start to close, and I would say maybe a third of the field is still outside of the next safe zone. You're going to see a lot of players pushing to Loot Lake. You have to realize, if you're watching at home, if you're here at Arthur Ashe Stadium, competitive FORTNITE is very much about late game strategy and positioning. 74 players right now remaining does not surprise us in the slightest, to be honest, especially with how much money is on the line. Harrians goes down. Start picking up that one, but not enough damage dealt. You see the Storm Surge, 2 more players need to get eliminated.
I think he just got up now as players began to drop. So Wakey went down to the Storm, Skype an elimination onto Astonish. We are 1 player away from the end of Storm Surge, and there it is as we just hit the threshold. So now no more panic has to come through for these players for the moment. The next one will come into play in a couple more zones as Keenstar right now, the double qualified player from France, currently set on up against Envy's Bucky as they are within a couple boxes of each other.
See exactly where things move through here. Just want to hold these edits and look out. No reason to apply too much pressure just yet. He's kind of waiting to see other players that may be around him rotating away, and that's exactly the play. Bucky, by the way, a player that we've seen in competitive qualifiers. He actually spent some time talking to Hogman a lot to refine his gameplay and his drop, and we've seen a big improvement since then. Big shout out to Hogman for helping Bucky out with that one.
Heftiger Hase, ey, was die da zusammenbauen.
Will he use one of the campfires in the inventory for 25 extra health?
It depends on the play. If he's looking towards late game, he's going to try and hold on to those for a heal off potentially when that final zone starts to close. We'll have to see. A quick reminder, by the way, on the right side of your screen, a victory royale. The win is worth 10 placement points. Those are big. Top 5 is 7 points. Top 15 is 5. Top 25 is 3 points, and every single elimination for these players is an additional point.
Du siehst aber wieder nirgendwo Aqua durch die Gegend köppen hier.
Players out here on the hill, northeast side of Neo tilted. Actually a pretty good spot. You have multiple slips nearby. While those are still on, you have to remember those do turn off. Sky picking shots. I believe that's on DRG.
Junge.
No pressure applied there. He's trying to sneak any shot he can through.
Oh!
Surprises me. Doesn't
surprise,
go
surprise.
Protect and get a better spot.
Wow, that's solid damage.
Let's go for it.
Solid damage, and look what's also on the ground right there. The legendary infantry rifle. Still can swap to that when needed. Right now, choosing to go with the spray weapon. This is a player that's close. We have a replay coming on in soon of Mega from FaZe, who played yesterday in the duos competition with Dubs. Dubs already dropped his cable. See how Mega plays this one. Gets to the opponent's box. 2 clean shots.
Nice.
There it comes through, and near max materials, slurp juice as well as chug splashes will be sitting pretty with the inventory right there. The next zone did just pop on up, moving to kind of the eastern side of the current zone. And what we're seeing right now from Skype is Skype recognizes he's got extra materials back, so he's going to run back, build out a little bit, grab the excess materials, and continue to tunnel with these mats. He's also juggling items over as well to still have the ability to use these whenever he would like to wish to in these next zones. Here's everyone on the map, a rocket being fired on the far side. Bizzle there, still on your screen. Commandment, Epic Whale. Prisionero still boxed up in metal just outside the zone, and Stompy, who was one of the more dominant European players in the online qualifier, still in this one, but Zate was in the lead with Staff yesterday, 5 of the 6 games, but in the end not able to close it out. As you see, just continuing to spray, is above the damage threshold. This next threshold of players, Dr. Lupo, 50. So we're about a minute away before it activates. Bizzle with elimination though, down on the Stacey.
At this point too, you have a lot of players. Crunch is going to start to happen. Player count starting to dwindle. The loadout here in Zate's inventory, a single shadow bomb going to be used for rotation if he has to. Not quite yet though, he's already in the next safe zone. That heavy sniper rifle we just saw moments ago.
Was los, Basti? Warum ist raus?
Knock out a wall and immediately swap to that legendary AR to try and take shots while the wall is gone, while the player may not be paying attention. This could be a big one right here. Immediate swap, a 69 shield pack. Solid crit through the wall. They do box up, but it looks like at that moment he saw the box was being pressured from another player and decided to go for it. Keep in mind, here we go.
Keep in mind.
Ey, das ist so böse, ey.
How cautiously he's taking these fights.
Oh yeah.
Also today in the no longer the threat, Dr. Lupo, of the double heavy sniper. Sure, we've seen solo players try to use it to their advantage by themselves, but it just is not the same effect. Lolboom, bottom right of your screen. Zate, top left of your screen. Both the 2 eliminations so far, and here comes Storm Surge for players pushing on in. Not a threat
Baller wieder, ey.
109 above, but Karhu did just go down to that Storm Surge, so an unfortunate game number 1 there, and some free shockwave grenades to pick up. Dr. Lupo will be extremely useful in these rotating zones, and oh man, Lolboom is eating this stink bomb. 50 damage, Dr. Lupo. Terrible, terrible spot to be in for Lolboom.
Well, a solo Irishman qualified for the World Cup here. Gonna have to push on through and try and make his way to the next safe zone. Multiple ballers on the outside. He might be able to grab that one in the water right there if he sees it when he pops out. You can see Vivid on your screen. Evilmare still there as well.
Sind da so viele Leute online?
Still on the field. Look at the yeah. This is like a FORTNITE World Cup apartment complex. You have countless players stacked in next to each other. Bizzle going for the edit reset, can't quite catch himself just yet.
Buga's still making plays happen. A lot of people have him high up on the leaders, and here it is again.
Abnormal. Einfach nur abnormal.
Down onto Aqua, who obviously was our FORTNITE World Champion yesterday in duos. Rough start in game number 1. Bizzle, one of the most consistent and winningest FORTNITE pro players of all time, Dr. Lupo. When you say a veteran in FORTNITE competitive, Bizzle is at the top of that list, but here's Yarkos again. Now on the high ground after that first elimination down onto Aqua, looking for more right now as he's got ultimate high.
This is one of the best spots in the game right now. We'll have to see where the map is going to rotate, the north-northwest, so he's going to have to make a move soon. A very hefty weapon loadout. Not a whole ton of rotation. Does have the 2 launch pads, does have the redeploy, but those are going to leave you exposed up in the air. Little look back, King. Rotation here. The feed starting to light up. 38 players.
Oh, yeah.
And that count is going to go down, down, down. Zate eliminated by Left Eye. Colorful taking up another one out as well. King, 4 eliminations. You have to remember, placement points don't kick in until top 25, so he only has those 4. But those are 4 very, very big points. Here we go. The Storm starting to pressure players. You're going to see a lot of launch pads and redeploys coming to play, and those community movement mechanics like launch pads placed on the ground would be tough. A player actually just flew right through King's box.
That could have been bad, Dr. Lupo. That could have been real bad.
Maybe a trap play from either player. We'll have to see here. Benji fishing the feed, taking another elimination. Top 35 now, Jack, as we're coming 30 seconds away from the next circle.
And Mr. Savage trying to contest Rux for height as they both continue to build on up. Mr. Savage goes for the shot. Rux gives it up for the moment. So
jetzt geht's richtig ab da, Alter. LOL!
Savage, but there's still a ton of time left on the low ground right now. You've got Pika week, Class week, Fledermoy's week, Tuesday week as well. Mr. Savage has shot down Rux for the moment. He still continues to keep height. Yarkos, though, looking to challenge right now. 27
Da bleibt mal dabei, Junge.
points about to come into play.
Yarkos takes the ultimate high in the backside there. Riverside from Team Liquid flying across right to left.
Und wir sehen überhaupt nicht durch, wo überhaupt noch Aqua hier rumsteht, wenn überhaupt Aqua noch mit bei ist. Jakobs hat auf jeden Fall eine riesen... Der King hat schon 7 Kills, ey. 7 Kills. Jetzt ist er hin. Jetzt ist King raus.
Top 20 now though, but King got the job done. There was 27 players left, Dr. Lupo. King eliminates the last 2 to make it a top 25 for the placement points.
Huge plays there.
Ooh, lol.
Quick edit swap there. Buga showing why he's one of the most active.
Top 15.
Top 15. Magma with Elam. Your feed in the top left. One of the most important things to watch if you're looking for players' names. Here he's gonna have to wait and bait players out. Movement now. Here it is. The Shadow Bomb for rotation. He's still got 2 more in his inventory, which this late in the game is huge. He does have the 3 shockwave grenades as well, in case height needs to be taken, or even a long-range rotation. 8 players remaining, Jack Yarkos. 4 eliminations, everyone in here getting those placement points. Beam from above.
Rausgebeamt.
Gonna be tough there. Saw him picking up that. Buga though, 5 now moving forward.
But not only that, 2 Shadow Bombs left, still with shockwave grenades too. The #1 point we've seen in competitive FORTNITE this weekend, when do you use the shockwave to go for height? It's Sam currently on height. Buga sees that. That was him taking a look for exactly where the player is. I think it's time, Dr. Lupo. No, Shadow Bomb will be used. Okay, so not quite doing it yet.
You were looking for a high ground.
Yeah, I was looking to see.
He's saving those. Don't you worry. I guarantee before too long, a player like this is going to make plays, sitting the edge of the storm.
Die haben ein Gameplay drauf, die Jungs, Junge.
My gosh. The outside, Buga picking up his 6th elimination. Creo, Rux, Buga all on the low ground. Bella EU, one player.
Oh!
It's still Sam up top.
Oh Gott, Leo hat sich selber ausgeschossen.
1v1 up top, 1v1 on the bottom, stuck in the box. Big hits, back-to-back shots. Booga picking up another elimination. Booga is insane now. Almost going to be his game to win. We'll see here another one. Can he find the 9th elimination and the first victory royale, the World Cup solos?
Dr. Lupo, it might be time soon. It might be time soon. Booga smiling. He's got the health advantage on Creo.
Does.
Folks,
kann Booga nicht machen.
Time for the shockwave play. Booga can soar up into the sky. Go for it. Here it is. Shockwave to high. Shots coming in. No elimination yet.
LOL. Hör auf, Alter. What the fuck, Alter. Chapeau, Chapeau, Alter. Booga, Alter. Ey, hier werden Legenden geboren, Alter, wirklich. Alter Falter. Anderes Level, komplett anderes Level. Komplett. Guckt euch das an. Batz. Nice. Einfach nur nice.
Imagine being in the World Cup Finals, and instead of opting for a safe, stay down the bottom, wait, bait your shots, you throw a shockwave down and you ascend to the high ground, take over, and get the victory royale. Much deserved. Game 1 victory right there.
Echt heftiger Hase. Heftiger Hase.
In the shadow bombs, so many people worry so much about popping out of the shadow and immediately boxing and protecting themselves. Instead, Booga winds up pushing forward, looking for where his next victim could be. And then pops out of the shadow and eliminates the player.
Leute, wir machen ganz kurz. Ich bring gleich wieder zurück. Ihr ladet euch das Stream weiter an. Ich bin gleich wieder da. Heftig.
What is that? 19 points in game number 1?
Game number 1.
I don't see how anyone's above that.
At this point, I mean, we're going to take a look exactly to see where
like I predicted
that falls on the leaderboards. No surprise here, a 9-point lead out of game 1. King, 7 eliminations. We saw that earlier. Sadly, goes down a little bit before those top couple placements. Psalm, Rux, Yarkos, ton of top-tier players across the board right now. But a 9-point lead after game 1 is absolutely incredible.
And you look at the leaderboard right now, a big talk of yesterday, EU versus NA. EU, why so quiet earlier in the day? NA, why so quiet at the end of the day? 8 of the 10 top players after game 1, all from the US. Here's your 11th through 20th place right now. Benji Fishy on there, Evil Mare on there as well. But a fantastic start to today, and I'm loving the energy from this crowd at the first ever Fortnite World Cup. They saw how good the competition was yesterday, and I know everyone was so excited to kick it off today with millions watching online. They saw Booga take game number 1. He's down on the floor with Jordan Fisher.
Booga! Huge first game for the NA player. That's what you want to see. You want a health advantage at the end. 9 elims to cap off an incredible first game. What is your thought process going into the final moments of in-game, right? A 1v1 there at the end, you've got health advantage. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm pretty much low ground. I have like 200 mats, and I realized that I could probably make a play with the impulse, just go fry and just like get a big pump on him.
Amazing. Well, we saw that happen in real time. An amazing clutch for an end of a first game for Booga. Yo, Jack, Lupo, that is exactly what you want to see, is it not?
I mean, I don't think you can really ask for much more than that. A victory royale and 9 elims. The man is so talented, has always been one of the top solo players in the North American region, and he shows it right there in game 1, and already a 9-point lead. Solid stuff.
What an incredible game out of the gate already. Number 1 down. We have 5 left to go. We want to take a look and see exactly how some of those pieces played out, how everything worked, and maybe a little bit of a deep dive into how some of these players play. So we're going to throw it over to Sundown, Unreal Island, to take a look.
Thank you so much, Lupo and Courage. And while Booga was able to dominate the rest of the lobby, I want to take a look at one of the other most marquee and aggressive players we saw. He had the entire lobby saying, Toda salve al rey de Argentina. It is king of 9Z with an incredible 70 elimination run in 20th place. Let's take a look at some of this gameplay. So right away, you'll notice, what is he doing? He's patented going forward, wall replace on land 123. That's going to be the theme of these clips. He doesn't miss his shots, and he's not afraid to flex either. Throwing the donkey laugh out there, throwing him a little love, saying, I don't care who you are. Now he's sitting on the 4 elims. He's in the box fights, and he's constantly looking to pick up new targets. Replaces the wall from the side, turns around, and picks up a great elimination there onto Bucky in the rotation. But now watch on the spree zone. 5 elims right now. Cones himself off. Look at this. The player challenges him. He's not building. He's going at him. He says, if you want to fight me, I shoot first. I am the king. Was able to go, but unfortunately gets caught there in the rotation, but still a brilliant performance from the young Argentinian. He's looking to challenge. He's looking to frag out with the best of the best, putting himself currently sitting in the number 2 spot. He has played so absurdly well in that first game. This is what it's all about. If you can bring your aggression, what you do in the qualifiers, and take it to this stage, and you don't have nerves. If you're like Booga and say, I'm gonna go. If you're like King and say, you wanna edit, I'll shoot first. I'll take the 50 health on Elim there, and I will take the point in staying in the match. You can wait and watch me dominate. Let's get a match 2, because that first match was insane. Courage and Lupo, take it away, guys.
Sundown, thank you so much. Appreciate the quick analysis of everything that happened in the middle of that game. A lot of action here at the FORTNITE World Cup solo competition. This is the last day for the entire event as well. I hope everyone has enjoyed Marshmallow's concert. We have tons of people here in the crowd. Yeah. Absolutely, it's just been ridiculous. So much fun.
My Italian family was out there, 25 people deep. They've got a full deli layout. Unfortunately, my Aunt Lorraine down in Florida, I know you're watching. Shout out, we love you, miss you. But no, they're all here for their first ever event too. It is an incredible energy in here. And you know, guys in the venue, do you guys want to see another FORTNITE World Cup next year? Should we do this again?
I'm thinking, yeah.
All right, budget's approved, Epic, it's happening. But folks, let's get back into the action. Game number 2 about to begin. Booga, the superstar of Game 1, the talk on all social media with the hashtag FORTNITE World Cup. What a play. The lobby is ready. The players are ready. Ladies and gentlemen in the venue, are you ready? Game 2 of the solos competition here at the FORTNITE World Cup Finals starts right now.
After last game, I have a feeling you're going to see maybe potentially more contested drops and players vying for those points, seeing exactly what can be done now. Booga bringing home 9 eliminations in that first game. I think the next 2 closest were 7-4, and then everybody was below that. The Arcos, I think, having 4, King with 7. Going into game 2, yeah. Yep. Knowing that we still have 5 remaining. Knowing that based on the leaderboards from yesterday, that 17 points at one point separated first and last. And by the way, a quick note, we can see the mini-map, but I think Tfue, yeah, there it is.
There it is.
I'm pretty sure Tfue has the block all by himself.
No
Again,
one.
Clipnote didn't want to challenge it this time.
No one nearby at all, and also on that map, look at the 2 llamas. Right outside a racetrack, it looks like one player's about to go claim him. Also, Bizzle, who basically lands in Dusty Divot uncontested, I believe already got a llama in this one. So some great movement will be up there for them. Here again, the stats for last match. First place, the Victory Royale, 19 total points because of those 9 elims. Sitting pretty, 5 games away from $3 million.
I have to say, I feel like after one game, seeing an average placement stat of first, that's something I would screenshot just to hold on to. Yeah,
best player in the world.
I averaged first through all the games that have been played.
Here is Aqua versus Twins Aqua, as we can't stress enough, our FORTNITE World Champion from yesterday in duos. Only with a common SMG is Twins, and pumps being missed left and right from Aqua. And I'm going to tell you right now, Aqua's going to be upset with himself on that one, Dr. Lupo. That was a sloppy fight from both sides. I'm going to say it right now. Those early game fights can be very, very awkward, but we also have the first elimination what we saw earlier. And it was Bizzle with the common pistol and then says, here's your reward. A llama that was looking at a nice view from the top of Dusty Divot.
Kovacs out of his mind. By the way, a quick note here. Twins had 46 elims in his qualifying matches. That's so many eliminations to get to this point.
Yeah.
Over 10
Warum
games.
geht nicht schneller hier?
And most players didn't even get to play the full 10, so
Ja, 60 FPS ist ein drinne.
did pop off in his region when it was going
Schon
on.
5 Leute tot, Alter, lol.
Shadow Bombs already has a flintlock sitting on minis and a pump. Solid early game loadout. Can pick up maybe one more movement ability, depending on whether or not he wants to keep the flintlock in his inventory. We'll have to see. Still hopefully looking for a slurp at some point. MQ and Mr. Savage not far from each other. Takamura, Clarity G also in Happy Hamlet. My least favorite drop, I'm going to be honest with you, but a lot of these players know exactly where the chests are and know exactly how to get there as fast as they can. And there are so many materials down here. This also is one of the highest chest spawn counts in the entire game. This POI is insane.
Yeah, I believe 29 possible chests or something along those lines, but as a
Dies ist ein Spot für ein Projektmanager.
let me roll away for right now. Give that to Mr. Savage. Over to
Tool mit dem Namen Monday.com. So sieht es aus und so fühlt es sich an.
Shots left, Dr. Lupo, so we'll have to use them wisely here. 8 players have dropped so far in the zone. We're in a southwestern side zone on this one, so already some good variation between the zones in Game 1 and Game 2. Hornet will continue to move slowly but surely over to Nyx. So again, looking at the map, looks like a lot of players still outside the zone as you'd expect, but they'll begin to rotate on through as the first storm will close.
Plenty of time to make decisions. Force engagement there. The tree disappears and that drum shotgun.
Ballern da was rein, Alter.
Shells out. Gonna push inside the box. Can't quite get the wall. The trap was placed. No luck there. Doesn't have one in the inventory. Nyx still trying to apply as much pressure as possible without having to chew through too many rounds. Reload here. The drum shotgun. So much damage dealt with this thing so far. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes in for it here in just a second, and he does. Watching that corner, Hornet still on the defensive. Long range spray from a drum shotgun isn't enough, but up close the thing is very, very deadly. Nyx picking up first elimination for him in this game.
Also with the emote after the eliminations. That's 2 so far. It's spicy.
Jeff,
Alles ein bisschen laggy, ey. Obwohl ich nicht weiß, warum. Aber es ist nicht, was er will. Ich meine, man kann da alles drum und dran und Bild an sich flüssig.
A very important note there. Nyx had the most eliminations in the online opens at 61 during his qualifying week. That's crazy too. And Nyx from Brazil we often saw very aggressive gameplay from those players during their qualifying matches.
All they would do was kind of just stomp through their lobbies. We always talked about how insane it was. Here's the inventory for Tfue right now. 4 minis, 3 big shields,
Good lord,
4 shadow bombs,
Good lord,
a launch pad, a legendary infantry rifle, a blue pump shotgun. Tfue set up for the rest of this game, nearing max materials as well. This is what happens when you give this man block all by himself.
Nobody wants to challenge here, but it's one of the best loot spots in the game. Obab's over on the right side of your screen, going to try and take that southeast corner building, see if there's anything left inside, but there's so much loot here at the block, so many materials, so many opportunities to get an advantageous position too, because you're right up the hill, like I said before, this baller spawns up there. Those are going to get grabbed pretty quick, but if they don't, if you're lucky enough, you have free rotation as well. It's also not terribly far from a slipstream to the south, just past the umbrella quarry down there. Meanwhile, Mr. Savage stuck in a 1v1 down here at Happy Hamlet. There's actually 3 players total. My apologies. You see on the mini-map in the bottom right there. They can't see those arrows, but we definitely can. And Crew and Takamura still inside in the building. Audio cues trying to listen for each other. Takamura, you see, not really moving. Crew trying to do some wall replacing to build up a little bit of a material buffer in case fighting right. One of the best in the game.
That was kind of greedy from Tfue. He has a ton of materials. I think he didn't expect his opponent to challenge and go for a shot, but because he tries to save a couple walls of wood, has to pop one of those big shields. And Kluja says, you know what? I'm out of here in the zone.